No alarms rang on Earth that day. No warnings were sent. The planet woke up like any other morning. From orbit, Earth looked calm. Blue oceans, white clouds, green lands. Everything seemed normal. But far beyond the moon, inside a silent alien observation station, something felt very wrong. The station had watched Earth for 300 human years. It recorded every signal, every city light, every radio wave. Humans were loud. They talked all the time. They filled space with noise. Today, the noise stopped. Observer Cartal stared at the screens. His 4 eyes blinked slowly. All human signal lines were flat. No phones. No satellites talking. No military traffic. No internet. Not even emergency beacons. System error? He asked. The station AI answered, calm and cold. Negative. All sensors are functioning. Cartal leaned closer. Cities were still there. Roads. Buildings. Power grids. But there were no moving heat signs. No human bodies. No heartbeats. Where are they? He whispered. At first, the council thought it was a weapon, a mass extinction event, a plague, a planetary accident. But scans showed no bodies, no damage, no explosions. Humanity had not died. Humanity had vanished. On Earth, time moved forward without humans. Cars stopped in roads. Planes fell from the sky. Fires burned until fuel ran out. Animals walked into empty cities. The world felt alive but silent. The alien council panicked. Emergency signals were sent across nearby systems. Other observer stations confirmed the same truth. Every human, all at once, gone. Over 8 billion minds erased in a single moment. Impossible, one council member said. No species can vanish like this. Cartal watched Earth again. Something bothered him. The planet was too quiet, too perfect. No chaos in space. No debris. No struggle. Then the sensors changed. A low-energy pulse came from Earth's core. At first, it was small, almost nothing. But it was steady, growing. Core activity increasing, the AI said. Earth's magnetic field shifted slightly. Oceans began to glow with faint blue lines, like veins of light. Mountains trembled. Deep cracks opened in the crust, not with destruction, but with precision. This is not a collapse, Cartal realized. It's a process. The council ordered deeper scans, quantum layers, subspace readings. What they found made the room go silent. Earth was not empty. The planet itself was alive with structure. Massive networks ran under crust, energy tunnels, data cores larger than cities, machines older than their observation records. Hidden, buried, waiting. How long? Someone asked. The AI answered. Construction began approximately 200 human years ago. The room filled with fear. Humans had built something under their own planet. Something invisible. Something patient. Another pulse hit. Stronger this time. Space around Earth bent. Light curved near the atmosphere. The planet's shadow moved in impossible ways. Then came the sound. Not in air. Not in space. But inside every sensor. A deep, slow heartbeat. Thump, thump. Earth was waking up. The council ordered all ships to move back. But it was too late. Gravity waves pushed outward. Satellites shattered without explosions. Observation drones lost control and fell silent. From Earth's surface, light began to rise. Not flames. Not fire. Pure energy columns. Thin at first, then wider. They reached from ground to sky, like silent towers. Launch signatures detected, the AI said. Launch? From where? Cartal asked. From everywhere. Oceans opened. Deserts split. Ice melted without water. From every continent, hidden structures rose. Smooth, black, covered in human symbols. Ships, not thousands, not millions, hundreds of thousands. The first vessel broke the atmosphere without sound. Then another, then 1,000 more. The sky filled with shapes that blocked the sun. The council froze. Scans confirmed the impossible number. 500,000 battle fleets. the AI reported. Human origin, technology level, beyond classification. Cartal felt something new, not fear, respect. Humanity had not disappeared in fear. They had prepared. As the last ship left Earth, the planet went quiet again. The oceans dimmed. The cracks closed. The lights faded. Earth looked empty once more. Then a single signal spread across the galaxy. Short, clear, human. We are no longer bound to one world. Cartal understood the truth too late. Humanity did not vanish overnight. Humanity ascended, and whatever they had become, the galaxy was not ready. The galaxy had never heard silence like this. Every civilization held its breath. Every fleet paused. Every sensor focused on humans. And then the signal arrived. It was simple, short, clear. Human, we have changed. Cartal's four eyes widened. His mind raced, trying to interpret what changed meant. Were humans hiding weapons, planning attacks, or had they truly vanished from a known universe? The AI ran every possible translation, every historical pattern, every logic protocol. Nothing matched. Humans had never sent a message like this. Then it continued. We are no longer bound to flesh. We are energy, thought, and will. We exist everywhere and nowhere at once. We are not gone. We are beyond you. A murmur spread across the alien councils. Some whispered in disbelief. Others fell silent in fear. What kind of beings could leave their bodies behind? What kind of intelligence could exist as pure energy? From the observation decks, alien fleets tried to scan human ships. Instruments failed. Every attempt to measure energy output returned only one result. Infinity, not in numbers, but an impossibility. The humans were no longer measurable. They were a force of nature. Then another message came, longer this time. The words were calm, emotionless, yet each sentence carried weight. We watched you. We saw your wars, your greed, your cruelty. We endured your mistakes. And we learned. For thousands of cycles, we waited, patiently, silently, until we could leave our limitations behind. And now we are ready. Cartal felt a shiver run through his sensors. The humans had not fought. They had not rebelled. They had evolved. The council began to understand something deeper. This was not conquest. This was transcendence. One alien leader finally spoke. Why now? Why send a message? The answer came simple and terrifying. So that you know, so that you remember, so that the universe does not forget humanity. Humans had become more than a species, more than a civilization. They had become a standard, a measure against which all others would now be compared. And in their calm, distant voice, they left another warning, one that no alien wanted to hear. We did not vanish. We evolved. And what comes next will test all who remain. The fleets moved silently in unison. Stars shifted slightly as their energy fields interacted. Entire solar systems seemed to pause, sensing the presence of a force beyond comprehension. Cartal realized then that these humans, these ascended beings, were not just powerful, they were deliberate. Every action was measured, every movement intentional. The final transmission was simple. Watch, learn, and prepare. Humanity is here. Silence fell again. This time it was different. Not the quiet of the missing, but the heavy, almost sacred silence of awe. No fleet dared move. No civilization spoke. The galaxy understood something fundamental. It had met a force it could neither fight nor fully comprehend. Cartal stared at Earth, now just a small blute behind 500,000 ships. The planet that had once teemed with noise and chaos was empty, yet it had produced beings beyond imagination. Somewhere in the depths of the human command, Cartal imagined minds that saw him, his fleet, his species, not with anger, not with hate, but with perfect understanding, calculating, patient, watching. Humanity had not disappeared. Humanity had become the proof of what patience, will, and intelligence could achieve. And the galaxy, for the first time in its long history, realized it was being judged. The galaxy waited. It was a long, uneasy silence. No one moved. No one dared send ships closer. The humans had made their presence known, but they said nothing about their purpose. Cartal's council convened in emergency. Every alien race that had observed Earth, every fleet that had tried to understand the humans, gathered. Questions filled the room. Why did they leave silently? Why did they not attack us? What do they want? No one had answers. Then a pattern appeared. Across the galaxy, fleets noted something subtle. Human ships did not patrol randomly. They did not scatter. They moved carefully, systematically, almost judicially. Every action measured, every observation precise. The AI's analysis shocked the council. They are watching, calculating, judging. Cartal remembered the messages. We watched you. We saw your wars, your greed, your cruelty. The humans have been observing everything, not just their enemies, but themselves. Every planet they had touched, every signal they had received, every mistake of the galaxy recorded. One council elder spoke, trembling. They waited centuries, watching, learning, not to conquer, not to destroy, but to evolve in secret. Cartal realized a terrifying truth. The human silence was intentional. They had chosen not to interfere, while the galaxy destroyed itself. While empires rose and fell, while planets burned, humans remained patient, silent, invisible, waiting for the moment when they would be ready. The aliens started to remember. Ancient records reveal human history was not chaos. It was cunning. Humans survived centuries of internal conflict, diseases, and wars. They had faced extinction multiple times and always endured. They are the first species in the galaxy to turn patience into power, Cartal whispered. The council felt something new, awe and fear, a combination they had never known. Humanity's evolution was not just physical or technological. It was moral, strategic, and intellectual. Every move they had made had been a calculation for the ultimate moment. And now, here they were, 500,000 fleets, silent but absolute, rising from a world that seemed empty and powerless just yesterday. One alien commander finally voiced a question on everyone's mind. What will they do next? The answer came in the humans' own way. Another message, simple, calm, and undeniable. We acted not out of rage. We acted not for conquest. We waited because patience is the greatest weapon. And now we are ready to teach what we have learned. Every word carried weight. The humans were not just powerful. They were examples of what a civilization could achieve when it survived, observed, and evolved without interference. Cartal shivered as he realized the final truth. The human silence had been their strength. While others fought for dominance, humans prepared for ascendancy. While empires built fleets to attack, humans built fleets to show the galaxy what they had become. For the first time, an alien race understood that humanity did not act out of fear, rage, or desperation. Humanity acted out of principle, a principle the galaxy had never witnessed before. Patience, intelligence, and willpower could outmatch raw power. And so, the galaxy waited, not for war, not for destruction, but for humanity to decide its lesson. The universe had been observed. The galaxy had been judged. And humanity was silent, no longer a species, but a force beyond comprehension. For centuries, the galaxy had assumed humans were fragile, chaotic, and unpredictable. Now, those assumptions lay shattered. The first fleet moved, slowly, deliberately, each ship enormous, covered with light, and energy no sensor could fully measure. There were thousands of them, forming a line that spanned more than the diameter of some planets. And yet, every movement was precise, synchronized as if guided by a single mind. The chosen target was a human-occupied planet in one of the outer systems, a hub of a proud alien empire. Its rulers believed themselves safe, far from Earth. They had fleets ready, weapons poised, shields active. They were confident. They were wrong. The humans did not attack, not in the conventional sense. No beams of destruction, no explosions, no screaming sirens. The fleet descended silently, hovering above the planet, like a storm waiting to strike. And then something incredible happened. Defensive systems, hundreds of orbital lasers, missile grids, and energy shields shut down, not destroyed, not disabled by force, but neutralized by technology far beyond comprehension. Alien engineers stared at their instruments in disbelief. Systems that had defended planets for millennia were suddenly harmless. From the fleets, messages arrived. Short, calm, deliberate. This is mercy. Learn. The alien leaders could not understand. The humans had arrived with overwhelming power, yet they chose restraint. They did not destroy. They did not conquer. They were simply showing the galaxy what patience, knowledge, and evolution could achieve. Kartal watched from his observation deck as fleets moved across the planet's atmosphere. Sensors failed to detect life forms. Still, the humans scanned the planet, recording every detail. Their presence was not violent, but judgmental, as if the planet itself was being evaluated. A council member whispered, horrified, "They are not attacking, they are teaching." Indeed, that was a human's purpose. Each fleet acted like a living system of observation, not aggression. Planets were spared, populations unharmed. The aliens realized that humanity had achieved a level of control and power that did not require destruction. Their might existed to demonstrate, not dominate. And yet, there was a lesson embedded in their silence. Humanity was everywhere and nowhere at once. Their ships could neutralize entire fleets, yet leave planets intact. They could destroy systems, yet chose not to. The galaxy understood, perhaps too late, that humans had become a standard, an example of what an intelligent species could become when it mastered itself. From the surface, the alien populations could see the enormous vessels hovering above them. A faint hum resonated, not destructive, but overwhelming. Lights danced across the sky like auroras, yet each light was a massive ship, each a conscious presence. The humans had come not to conquer, but to set the benchmark of power and responsibility. Another message arrived. The universe can survive without us, but the universe cannot ignore us. Learn now, before the next lesson begins. Kartal understood something terrifying and inspiring at once. Humanity was no longer bound to fear, no longer limited by mortality, and no longer acting as mere inhabitants of a planet. They were guardians of their own evolution, and the galaxy would have to reckon with that truth. And as the first fleet finally prepared to depart, leaving the planet unharmed but profoundly changed, the galaxy collectively realized. Humans did not just survive. They evolved beyond survival. They had become a force the universe had never seen. The first lesson was given, and the galaxy knew, deep in its collective mind, that this was only the beginning. The galaxy had survived countless wars, plagues, and betrayals. Entire civilizations had risen and fallen, yet nothing had prepared it for this moment. The humans had arrived not to conquer, but to observe, measure, and judge. Their fleets moved like silent sentinels, appearing above key worlds, scanning every detail, recording every action of every species. Planets that once felt invincible trembled under their watchful presence. Kartal and the Alien Council could only stare. Their instruments, once trusted to monitor space, now failed to comprehend the humans. Every attempt to measure energy output, fleet coordination, or ship capabilities returned incomprehensible results. And then the first trials began. Human fleets descended upon worlds where cruelty and corruption had ruled unchecked. Systems that had enslaved others, destroyed planets, or waged wars agreed found themselves powerless under silent human scrutiny. Yet the humans did not destroy these worlds immediately. They acted as judges, allowing each civilization to witness the weight of their own actions. Some alien leaders, humbled, understood. They saw their empire's crimes laid bare before beings who had transcended physical form, yet understood morality, justice, and restraint. They realized that the humans had survived not through violence alone, but through patience, intelligence, and ethical endurance. Planets that had acted with honor, that had preserved life, or that had chosen restraint were spared and quietly rewarded. Resources were optimized, threats neutralized, yet societies remained intact. It was a lesson in balance, a demonstration of how power could be used without destruction. And yet, the humans were not merciful in ignorance. Systems that had repeatedly caused suffering were isolated. Star maps were rewritten. Civilizations erased from history, not with rage, but as a measure of consequence. Humanity's judgment was precise, absolute, and impartial. From Kartal's observation station, the calm, clear human transmissions continued. Your actions define your fate. Every choice, every cruelty, every mercy has been recorded. The galaxy will remember, and so will we. Learn for what survives. The Council tried to send emissaries, to negotiate, to plead for mercy. But the humans did not respond to emotion. They responded to logic, principle, and history. Every fleet acted with purpose beyond comprehension, demonstrating the highest level of HFY philosophy. The strength of a species is measured not by its weapons, but by its ability to survive, evolve, and act with wisdom. Some civilizations, humbled and enlightened, began to change. Alliances formed where none existed before. Old wars ended. Galactic treaties were rewritten in the wake of human judgment. Humanity had not imposed laws. They had shown the potential of what a species could achieve when it mastered itself. Other civilizations quivered under the weight of scrutiny. They realized that humans were not simply advanced. They were guardians, beings who had survived everything and now set the universal standard. Their presence demanded reflection, adaptation, and humility. And then a final message echoed across the galaxy, calm but undeniable. We are not rulers. We are witnesses. We are guides. Learn for what survives, and prepare for what comes next. Humanity has risen. The galaxy must rise with us, or fall under its own weight. Kartal finally understood. Humanity's trial was not punishment. It was education through presence, demonstration, and measured judgment. The humans had become more than a species. They were the standard by which the universe itself would now measure intelligence, patience, and morality. And as the fleets moved onward to the next systems, the galaxy collectively realized a terrifying and inspiring truth. Humanity had transcended. Humanity had become the proof of what civilization could achieve when patience, will, and intelligence were combined. The trial of the galaxy had begun, and nothing would ever be the same. The galaxy had changed forever. Systems that had once been proud and arrogant now trembled under the silent, invisible judgment of humanity. Planets that had waged endless wars paused. Fleets stood down, and civilizations reflected on their own choices. From orbit above Earth, Kartal watched the fleets gather, not in battle formation, not in display of strength, but as one organized, living organism. The humans had returned to their planet, not as they were, but as they had become, beings of pure thought, energy, and will. They were everywhere at once, yet nowhere in a way that the galaxy could measure. Their ships were no longer vessels. They were extensions of their consciousness. Every light, every pulse, every movement carried intelligence beyond imagination. Humanity had not just survived, they had ascended. A final message broadcasted across the galaxy. We are no longer the species you once knew. We have left our bodies behind, not out of fear, not out of desperation, but because we chose to evolve. We have watched, learned, and endured. The galaxy has been our teacher, and we have learned well. Now we will be your guides. Aliens struggled to understand. Guides, one whispered. Are they rulers? The humans answered, not with words, but with action. They did not conquer. They did not enslave. They did not demand loyalty. They simply demonstrated what could be achieved when a civilization mastered itself. Entire planets flourished under subtle guidance. Wars ended without battles. Empires reorganized without conflict. Humanity had become guardians, the quiet force ensuring balance, wisdom, and growth. Kartal felt unlike anything before. The humans' evolution was complete. They had turned patience into power, observation into influence, and restraint into authority. They were the universe's example of what a species could become when it survived against all odds and chose principle over impulse. And yet, there was more. Another signal came, soft but undeniable. We are here not to rule, not to fight, not to dominate. We are here to ensure that life, intelligence, and civilization can thrive. We are the proof of what is possible, and we will not leave. Watch us, learn from us, and rise. The galaxy understood. Humanity was no longer bound by planets, bodies, or wars. Humanity had become a living testament, a measure for all species. Strength is not in violence, speed, or size. It is in patience, will, intelligence, and moral courage. From Earth, the fleets dispersed, yet their presence remained. Every planet knew they were being observed, not in anger, but in purpose. Every star system felt the silent standard humanity had set. The galaxy would never be the same. Kartal looked at the blue planet below, a tiny to water and land, and smiled in awe. Humanity had vanished from the ordinary universe. And yet, they had arrived as the greatest force the galaxy had ever seen. When humanity vanished, the universe finally felt watched. And in that watchfulness, the galaxy learned what it meant to rise. The fleets shimmered one last time, light spreading across every system like a gentle, unyielding dawn. And the story of humanity, once fragile, chaotic, mortal, was now written into the stars forever. The lesson was clear. Humanity had become more than a species. Humanity had become the standard. Humanity had become legend.